Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 chronicling my journey to collect all the Sega Black Grid box games. They're the games that came in this plastic clamshell. They came out in the late 80s and early 90s before they went to the cardboard and also the red clamshell cases, because these cases, they just carry a lot of nostalgia for me. I think they're the best looking video game case that basically ever came out. That's just my opinion, of course. And of course, nostalgia plays a huge favor. Now, in part 1, I told you I already had 23 games, and I believe there are 89 games in total if you want to collect this entire collection. So this video, I'm going to cover everything I picked up during the month of September. Let's start with Castle of Illusion, a game that carries a lot of nostalgia for me. This is complete in the box. This I picked up off eBay, and I believe I paid about $40 for it, which is a little below the going rate. Pricecharting.com puts a complete case. Let me see, I have it over here. $47 approximately. So I did get a little bit of a deal. This was just the first game. I was really excited. I was browsing on eBay. The price seemed decent. So Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse is game number 1 to add to my collection this month. Next game is an interesting kind of box variant. So this is Afterburner 2. Afterburner 2 is not an expensive game to get. This is complete. I bought it for $20. That's about the going rate, except check that out. See that ESRB? During the original printing, they did not have these. This is actually a very late reprinting, and I thought it was neat. I didn't even realize that they reprinted some black box games in the late 90s. We're talking 96. We're talking after they went through the red boxes and they were doing all cardboard boxes, but for some reason, they decided to put out some more plastic box games with the ESRB rating on it. So with this ESRB rating, if you tell collectors what it is, they might pay $10 more for this copy. So Afterburner 2 is the second game I got. Then I bought a lot. So the lot came with 4 games. Columns, complete. David Robinson's Supreme Court complete. I did have this one already, so I'm going to compare and see which one's the better condition. And it came with 2 loose games. Came with Galaxy Force 2 and Vector Man, the greatest hits or mega hits series. And so I bought this as a lot. I paid, let's see, what did I pay? $23 for this lot, basically. And these 2 games, you put them together. I mean, this is like, I don't know, a $12, $13 game. This is like $8 or something. And these are like $10 a piece. So what I'm going to do to help pay for this is I'm going to sell the extra games. Now, I already have a Vector Man, so I'm going to sell that. And that might get me, you know, $8, $10. And this Galaxy Force 2, I'm going to swap out for my cartridge, which looks like it's been in a landfill, and sell this old one. So using that and then selling the other David Robinson that I already have, I'm hoping that I can basically pay for getting columns and, you know, a nicer Galaxy Force 2. All right, put that to the side. All right, I bought a system, a big lot that included several games. I paid over $200, but it did come with a high definition model Genesis, a power-based converter, and like 30 plus games. Some of them Master System games, but it also had some black box games. So what I plan to do is to sell all the duplicates, the extra system, to help pay for it. I think if I'm good with selling them, I might be able to pay for the lot I bought and be able to basically keep the games for free, if you will. So it came with Joe Montana Football, which is complete. Buster Douglas Boxing, that's missing the manual. Super Monaco GP, and then the pièce de résistance, Revenge of Shinobi, a very highly sought after game. Revenge of Shinobi by itself, and that one is complete, can go for about $50. I think altogether these games are like $80 in value. So not bad, you know, paying over $200, but getting $80 just out of those 4 games and adding to the collection. That works for me. This one I paid a bit for. This is a complete copy of Outrun. Now, here's the deal. This complete copy cost me $66, but according to price charting, it's worth $79. Some of these black box games are expensive, and I already have a loose cartridge of Outrun, so I plan to sell the cartridge, which goes for about $40 to help defray the cost. So basically, I paid like $30 to get a complete copy or to upgrade, so that's pretty cool. The eBay steal of the month was by and far Ghouls and Ghosts for the Genesis, just in the box, no manual. Pick this up, $15. The game by itself can go for like $35. Now, I already have a complete copy of this, but this box and cartridge is in really good condition, so I'm going to compare them. I'm going to swap out, keep the best box, keep the best cartridge, and then I'll just sell the extra to help pay for that collection. Because one of the things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, really do this on a budget. And part of that means I'm going to try and sell stuff as I go. Also bought Golden Axe. Now this is just in the box. Beautiful artwork. This one carries a lot of nostalgia. I got right into the Genesis when this game was big. So Golden Axe, I already have a loose cartridge. I think a loose cartridge by itself goes for $15. I paid $18 for this. So I should be able to sell my other cartridge and mostly cover the cost. If I find a manual, with the manual, it's worth $45. So I went out and I bought another copy of Revenge of Shinobi. Now, why did I do this? And I paid actually a good amount for it. I paid over $50 for this, which is a little bit over the going rate. And I'm a little disappointed because the box is in bad condition. You can see rips and tears. The manual, it has just some incredible staining in it. Really ugly. So I wasn't too happy because that wasn't disclosed in the auction and it wasn't mentioned. But what was mentioned and why I decided to take a chance on this and pay the going rate for it is in the description they said that this was owned by someone who used to do was an editor for a video game magazine. That piqued my interest because if the story was true, that meant he probably had an early copy. And the very early copies of Revenge of Shinobi have some things in it that were taken out. For instance, they have like a Godzilla-looking creature. They have a guy who looks just like Batman, like the comic book Batman. And they don't give any credit to Marvel for Spider-Man being in the game, which they later would do. That first printing is highly sought after. So it's like, let's take a chance. And even though I overpaid for this, I'm happy because that is this copy. The other copy I got was not the first printing. This is a first printing complete with box and manual. Obviously, this box and manual, are in terrible condition, but in decent condition could go for well over $100. And I just wanted to have that first printing because that's what I remember playing. I remember seeing Godzilla, Batman, and Spider-Man, and I think even Rambo's in there as well, or guys who look very close, so close that they had to alter it. So I'm happy that the cartridge works and it is a first edition. All right. I also paid $50 for a group of games off of eBay. Turns out the seller was local. They actually delivered it right to my door and included in the games. Those 4 games, all box and cartridge only. And it had one of the games that was included is this Echo the Dolphin. I needed that. So this is like a $10 to $15 game. But I think I could sell the other games and get my money back. So I got Echo the Dolphin to add. Last but certainly not least, on my Discord server, a viewer reached out to me by the name of David. David, you're awesome. So David said, I see what you're doing. Turns out I have a bunch of Genesis games just sitting, in my attic or something like that. He had a bunch that he wasn't using. He's like, hey, how about I sell them to you at a discounted price? I haven't tested them. I haven't played them in years, but if you want them, they're yours. And the price was very, very generous. So I'm not going to get into the details of that. I just want to say thank you, David. So I did that, and he sent me the games. They came in great condition. So we got Altered Beast, and I believe these are all complete in the box. Altered Beast, Quackshot, excited to play Quackshot, and he wrote me a very nice letter just telling me some of his memories of playing these games. Space Harrier 2, Golden Axe 2, so now in the month I got both Golden Axe games, and last but certainly not least, Strider. I mean, Strider also carries heavy nostalgia. I just remember the 8 mega memory. I remember how gorgeous the graphics looked. I just remember all that stuff, magazines just raving about the game. And he sent me, I bought, but I paid such a great price. He sent me some other games too that don't belong in the black grid box, but while he was at, he's like, hey, are you interested in these games too? I was like, hey, I don't have them. Yeah, absolutely. So he sent me those as well. So that is everything I got in September. David, thank you so much for helping. Hang on and I'll show you a summary of where I'm at today with collecting the Sega Genesis black grid box games. I started out the month with 23 games. I added 15 games to the collection, which means now I have 38 out of the 89 black grid box games for the Sega Genesis, almost halfway there. Thanks for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.